Hello, Happy New Year's. Man, I haven't posted anything on YouTube in a good while. I don't even know how long, but I've lost count. So I just wanted to post something on here as to how I'm doing. I'm actually driving right now, so I'm using my iPad. The image may be a little bit shaky, so I apologize for that ahead of time. So basically, I just want to talk about where I'm at with my languages, one of my biggest passions. One of the reasons I've been so busy, by the way, is I actually got accepted to pharmacy school last year, so I've been attending. It's a pretty cool experience, but it's a lot of time, and with my current job, that just doubles the workload in terms of just not being able to study languages. Something cool happened to me. Actually, a couple cool things happened to me, actually. Um, Around maybe a week and a half ago, I think I hung out with a friend. Yeah, it was about a week and a half ago. I was hanging out with a buddy, and I haven't seen that kid for like a good maybe 3 years. So I ran into his mom, and mom told me he was in town. So I was like, "Hey, man, oh yeah, I gotta go hit him up and hang out." We decided he knows I'm really into where food is concerned. He knows I'm really into the Asian cuisine. He invited me out to this sushi bar, and basically it's a buffet, so you already know I'm all over that invitation. So I told him, yeah, I'll go. I went, and mind you, this is a Japanese sushi bar. So I'm walking in expecting to be greeted by these Japanese men or women, with the whole traditional Japanese style dress or whatnot. I'm just expecting this traditional Japanese experience. What I didn't expect to see is that every single person inside was actually Chinese. So I was like, oh great, Chinese is actually my active language right now. So in the words of Moses McCormick, I took this as a leveling up opportunity. Shout out to Moses. He didn't put me up to this, by the way. Our waiter, not we, because my buddy doesn't speak Chinese, but I started talking to her, and the first thing is just typical with most of my interaction is, wow, you speak Chinese? And I'm not fluent, and it's kind of bad, but I've been studying Chinese for 5 years, and I'm still just conversational. But hey, at least, I did put in some time and effort when I could. So I like to practice every now and then just to keep my vocabulary and skills sharp. And this guy's about to hit me, but that's fine. I got out of his way. Anyways, so she was like, wow, you speak Chinese? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, cool. And I told her in Chinese, oh, I've been studying it for 5 years. She was shocked, actually. I'm surprised. Because these days foreigners speaking Chinese is not uncommon. So I don't really study languages for the whole wow factor that's attached to it, but it's always cool when you get it, though. It's actually encouraging. So got into conversation, and it turns out that the original table she was serving, those people are actually from Taiwan. So I was like, oh cool, I've never ever once gotten any practice with anyone from Taiwan. Most people are from either Beijing, Shanghai, even Harbin. Most of the people I've practiced with are northerners, and consequently my Chinese is heavily influenced with a northern accent. But I talked to this couple for 30 minutes, and I want to tell you, I messed up. Some words I forgot, but as is with a lot of Chinese words, some of them are compound that are made up of 2 or more sounds. So I would remember one half of the sound and then I would try to say it. Or sometimes I would remember both sounds but just not remember the tone. So to save myself from embarrassment, I would, in a neutral tone, I would say the sounds and say, oh, I'm trying to say this word. And then they would give me the correct tones and I would move on in conversation. But mind you, 30 minutes of conversation. Wow. And to think I'm just conversational, and I do attest to that fact. Maybe one of these days I'll try to go all Black Ops and go in incognito mode and try to do a Moses McCormick and film one of my encounters. But these encounters are pretty cool. They're not all good encounters, but they are very helpful, and as a language learner, I encourage others to get out there and be as active in the language that they're studying as much as possible, because it goes a long way. Now, bad experience just a couple days ago. Coming home from school, as you know, it's farm school, so I'm really tired. I just want to eat, go home, sleep, and get up and study. So my 3 friends, hey, we're going out to Chinese, you coming? Mind you, I'm so tired at this point, I'm tempted to say no. But again, my weakness, the Asian cuisine, so of course I said yeah. We went, it wasn't my first time. So one of the servers there, she knows I can, dabble in Chinese. I wouldn't say I'm fluent again. I have to keep pointing that out. But basically, there's this guy that works there, and last time I went there, I tried getting some practice with him, but it wasn't even in Chinese. At first, I, start out in English. I was like, hey, Happy New Year. Actually, no, it wasn't New Year's. Around then it was Christmas. I was like, hey, Merry Christmas. How was your Thanksgiving and all that? Because I'm trying to strike up conversation. And he's ignoring me. Okay, so I think I ticked that dude off, but anyways, keep that in mind. So this particular trip, this was a trip I made a couple days ago with my university friends. He's the one at the register again, so I'm like, oh, okay, not even remembering what happened last time. Because I don't hold grudges or anything. I say every day is a new day, and that's how I go through life. So I start a conversation with him, and then I start busting out Chinese, and immediately he was like, no, I don't understand. I don't have time for this. Talk to her. And so he calls over the other lady, and that's the one that actually knows I speak Chinese, and she was actually a lot more polite. But the only reason I even brought that up is because, mind you, every single encounter won't be as happy as a lot of the encounters you see on YouTube or elsewhere. Sometimes people do have, let's just put it this way, sometimes there's a reason why they're in America, to escape the culture, to escape, and then again, mind you, sometimes as foreigners, I'm not saying that the culture as a whole, because I never generalize. I'll be a hypocrite if I do. Because as a language learner, I promote being acculturated. I promote being understanding of different cultures, religions, etc. So anyways, I digress. This guy could have been carrying baggage, maybe hurts. Maybe he has bad experience with foreigners. And I don't like promoting it, but hey, I am dark skinned, and I do know sometimes dark skinned people don't necessarily carry the best image of themselves. So unfortunately, as a group, we tend to get put in one thing. How can I best explain that? We tend to be put in just this general genre of stereotypes. So these things could have all been factor, or it could have been just simply as he was tired or whatnot. So anyways, I try to apologize, and I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to catch you so off guard. I know it was probably bad timing for me to do that. But I've been studying Chinese now for 5 years. I've been busy with school, so I don't get to go out there and practice much. So he didn't even so much as look at me. So needless to say, I kind of took that guy off. To this day, I have no idea why, but I guess I did. So mind you, get out there, practice, but don't let negative experiences slow you down. I think the last video I posted, the first video actually I posted dealt with the fact that I had a lot of Asian friends. I still do, but just like me, most of them are in school, so I don't really get to hang out and say practice with them anymore. So that's actually something that's new for me. Anyways, I'm at my final destination. I'm actually getting ready to head out to work. I opened today, and yeah, so I'm not promised to edit, because again, this is coming straight from my iPad, so this might have been a little bit rambly, so I'll just cut it, and see you guys whenever I post another video. Okay, alright.